Hello and welcome to From a Basement in Tulsa. I'm Jason Ferguson and I'm here with freaking Sleepwalking Home. What's up, you guys?
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Please introduce yourselves. Let the listeners know who we're talking to.
All right, guys. This is Michelle. I'm lead vocals of Sleepwalking Home.
This is Justin. I play guitar.
This is Nick. I play drums and sing some stuff.
I love stuff.
And I am Trey. I play the bass, the 4-string bass.
I don't know why that's funny. You might have to explain.
I said it the last time there was a microphone in my face. I think I'm going to say it every time. Every show.
That's the funny part.
I'm Trey. I play the 4-string bass.
Trey play bass.
Yes.
Well, that's perfect. Well, hello. Welcome to my basement. I'm super glad to have you guys. And I'm super excited to hear new songs. Tell me about those.
It's pretty intense. It's emotional and aggressive. It's just a very good blend of both. We have a lot of good topics to sing about.
Oh my
Oh no, terrible.
It was a sleeper though, so that's good, right? It's my brother.
First sample off the new album.
I wish that was
So tell me more about Sleepwalking Home. What have you been doing? How'd you form all that stuff?
How we formed?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, back when I was done with the project that I was working on, it is no longer a band. We'll leave it nameless so no one searches the music because not everything I'm proud of. We all have to start somewhere, I guess. I get a MySpace message from Justin, and yeah, it was MySpace. And basically, he just asked what I was doing musically, and I said nothing. And he said, "Well, I've been working on some stuff. Do you want to take a listen to it and see if maybe it's something that you'd like to jam with?" I was like, all right, I'll take a listen. It was Gravity. It was actually from our first album, Sex Sells. Gravity was the song that he sent me. And I was just like, this is something that I could really get into. Because it's still aggressive, but it wasn't like pop punk, which is what I was doing before this. So I sent him back, which is basically the first verse and what I thought would be the chorus to it. I just recorded it on my cell phone and sent it back to him. And he's like, "Come out to one of our practices, and I want to see if the guys dig it," because they were trying out for vocals. So I did my thing, and I think they liked it, and so they kept me around after that. So Justin, my guitarist, he was the one that actually found me, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we had up until that point. We had been doing. The intention originally was to kind of be like a really sort of artsy rock project, and that didn't turn out. Mostly it was because of Nick. Nick comes in and he's so aggressive on drumming. I was like, "Oh no! Forget all that. Let's play something heavy."
What is artsy rock project anyway?
I don't know.
Yeah,
a lot of clean guitars and delay.
Sounds fancy.
The opposite, yeah.
I was super, at that time, really into Beggars by Thrice, and I wanted to do something in that vein. Then, like I said, whenever Nick came in and was like playing the way he does, it was just, yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Perfect.
When does Trey come in the mix, though?
I was in the another band that will also remain nameless. In fact, I'll refuse to name it.
Nerd.
Anyways, Justin and I have always been playing together in a lot of different projects. The first one was Phoenix Rising.
Oh yeah,
and I don't even remember how we got associated. My journey, my musical journey, as far as in and out of bands in Tulsa, is very sporadic. It is a story on its own. But Justin and I had met in the past, and he just, I think, needed a bass player, and I was probably top on his list.
I think that actually was it. Man, what was Matt's girlfriend? Didn't she see you in Hot Topic or something like that? I feel like I remember a
Oh
story.
yeah, I mean, I could go through the story.
Oh, yeah.
I know it. It's just, it's very.
He was holding out.
I moved to Tulsa in like 2002 to be in a band with my brother, and that band, it did not well. I mean, I think we had like 3 shows, I was always impressed with that band because we were in Tulsa like totally unknowns, and we were here like 2 months and we had nailed down a show, and to me that was pretty good. You know, I mean, because back when booking shows was just about the hardest thing to do for a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, before internet.
Yeah,
I
in
was like,
2002.
didn't you guys have MySpace?
No, back then we didn't have crap. But anyways,
Couldn't afford a computer back then.
Yeah, we had to call the venue owner and talk to him and stuff.
I've heard stories about things like that.
yeah, I think I had the number from Orange Productions was the guy we booked our first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyways, so when that didn't work out, I kind of just took a break from music, but not very long because my cousin Colt, who was playing in a band at the time called Driven, was stepping down as their bass player, and he gave their lead guitar player Brandon Autry my number. So out of the blue, this guy I don't even know calls me up and be like, "Hey, you want to try out for this band, for my band?" And I was like, "Sure," you know, because my friends had all quit the band and moved back to my hometown, and I was determined not to go back to my hometown. So there I am playing with Driven. Driven breaks up. Lead singer at the time was Matt Montgomery. When Driven broke up, I was hanging out in the mall one time, a couple months after it broke up, and I run into Matt Montgomery's ex-girlfriend. And she tells me, "Are you still playing bass?" Because Matt's in a band now, Phoenix Rising, and they need a bass player. So I met Justin that way. And they at the first show I ever saw Justin play was without a bass player. And Justin, true to form, had all the bass tracks like through the PA, like coming out of an iPod or something.
I remember being super impressed by people doing that. And I'm a pretty slow person, and I was always looking to see how they were playing the bass. Like, how's he doing that on his guitar? That's so crazy to me. And I never put together that you can play it as a track.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing happened with the French horn. Coming through some tracks, it's like, where the hell is this French horn coming from? I was like, there's no way that's coming from his guitar.
Is there a freaking oboe in the room? So anyways, and then I meet Justin and I joined this band, Phoenix Rising, and as with every other band, it's very fleeting.
I was only in that band for, I think, 2 practices, and that was with you, and that's how I got hooked up with you from Starving Europa,
Well, there's
because I
the missing
remembered
link.
you from that practice.
There's the missing link because
And then Matt quit the band after I
Yeah.
quit my previous band to join that one.
after Matt quit the band, that band fell apart, and then again, I was without a job musically, and then all of a sudden, Nick calls me up, and somehow Nick got hooked up with a couple other dudes, and we started another band called Starving Europa, which eventually acquired Justin again.
We talked about Starving Europa before you got here,
Yeah.
and talked about probably one of my favorite shows to talk about ever,
Which one?
which was the rap / juggalo show.
Oh, the
King of
brawl?
Clubs.
You were there?
I don't know if I didn't see the fight, but I just saw your band there, and I bought a sticker, and it was on my car till February. This February, I sold the car when I
Wow.
moved. I sold a car to the junkyard and still had a Starving Europa sticker on the
my
back of
goodness.
it. So wherever you bought your stickers
What a
from, they're
fan.
pretty tough. They're good stickers.
Was it the black one with the white writing?
Yeah.
Ah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Awesome stickers.
That's
I
crazy.
still have one on my little toolbox.
Nice.
So anyway, that's the early history of me. Let's move on.
Well, I'm glad you finally found Sleepwalking Home. Is Sleepwalking Home your longest band relationship?
I believe so, but just barely. Starving Europa was around for a long time.
Yeah, we were around for a while.
Yeah,
But,
I was in that band for probably close to 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one took the gold by about a few months, probably a few months ago.
Yeah, same with me. I think this is my longest term I've ever been in a band. I don't know what the actual lucky number is like, but it seems like maybe a band will last a year and a half to maybe 2. And then it's, well, nothing's happening. So everyone loses that drive and that interest. And so usually, I don't know, I'll get an email from somebody, "Hey, what are you doing musically?" It's something like that, but I'm one of those people that I don't like to take on multiple projects at once, like musically, so I've been asked since I've been in Sleepwalking Home, if I could do some side stuff and do this and do that, but the answer is always no. It's kind of like a relationship. Like I'm dedicated to these guys,
How would you combine band and monogamous?
Yeah, because Tulsa is
Monogamous.
very, like I've said it before, it's very incestual with all the music. Because you know what I mean? It's like we're not a huge city, so it's, if you really want, honestly, how many of us are there out there really? That are
Out playing.
and, people that you would know just to contact to play music. So it kind of, a lot of the same people get sort of rotated around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't mean any disrespect to these guys, but I didn't join Sleepwalking Home because it was these guys. It's that whole thing of, out of all the free musicians, you're going to end up with the same guys again. And I'm glad I did, because I love working with these guys. But Trey, when Starving Europa, or not Starving Europa, when Sleepwalking Home started, Trey wasn't part of the band originally, and he joined up. And I just thought that was really cool that here I am again with these same guys playing awesome music again.
Aw, it was meant to be.
It was. Our paths continued to cross no matter what.
How romantic.
Because we ended up playing when I was in It All Burns Down, we
Oh, there it is. Edit that.
we played a show together in Collinsville, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, where?
Oh, and I was in Emerald City's End at the time.
Were you
Silver
in
Dollar
Emerald City's
Cafe.
End?
I
Oh
wasn't
my
in the
gosh.
band, but I was at the show.
Oh, was it like a Battle of the Bands thing?
Yeah.
I think you were there.
I think I played that.
You did.
Holy
You opened
cow.
the whole
You
thing.
were there. I
Oh my God! And it clicks.
I won some like cups or something from that.
Yeah. Yeah,
won
I
some
have a
cups.
couple of those too. They're glass.
Yeah.
Are they glass? Like beer cups.
I wonder if that was a show that I cut my butt.
That was the show where you cut your butt.
You cut your butt.
I did.
Yeah. I was so sad. I tried to book like a birthday show back. I just moved from Collinsville like in February.
Is that the show where you took out the gas pump? Yeah. Nick got sent to jail that night.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was
Here
fun.
it comes.
Oh, yeah. My story is
really, really
useless
good
compared
times.
to this.
No, we're going back to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was terrific. Go ahead.
I don't remember now.
No.
Well, I was trying to book a show there when they were doing really cool shows for a while, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want to do live music anymore. We're gonna get karaoke." And I was like, I had like huge Tulsa bands at the time, like ready to come all the way to Collinsville to play at this bar in Collinsville.
At this Cracker Barrel.
Pretty much. They had like a separate video game room. What was that about?
That was awesome, is what it was.
That's
Oh,
really
yeah, they did.
That's really cool for that town, though. I remember growing up, it was just that we would go to that restaurant all the time, and that where the stage is now was a weird gift shop, like flea market type gift shop, or
The gift shop's still there. Just
they just moved it around a little bit.
I can't believe nobody stole anything out of there.
I know. That's what I thought too. Is like all these knickknacks. But then again, if bands are playing, it's like, do you really want like a clown figurine?
Still lost it.
I like that you can edit this.
Yeah, for sure, dude. We're gonna sound so, but those are fun. Those shows in Collinsville.
Yeah.
I enjoyed 'em.
Yeah, those are good.
I really like that place. I didn't even drink. I love the fact that they had so many beers on tap that I could
Yeah.
watch my friends get wasted.
I drank too much.
Why'd you look at me? Because
Us
Mikey
too.
was trying to get me wasted and it worked. Still gay when I'm drunk.
In fact, even more so.
we had a guy there who I guess we got like a $20 to $5 bar tab that night for each band, something like that. And then this
25.
guy from, what was that?
That's a lot of beer in
Juke Zoo.
Collinsville.
Remember that site?
Oh, Juke Zoo.
Yeah, the guy who ran Juke Zoo was there.
I
And
think
he
that's Steve
Nice.
loved our band. So he was there. He said, "Don't worry, guys. I'll pick up whatever you get after the $25."
Oh,
my
bad
God.
decision.
And Mike Davies was in this band. So he immediately regretted that decision, and we were all way too drunk to function after that show.
I
Did he like you guys after?
I haven't talked to him in a while.
That was-
Exactly.
for those listening, this was back in Jason Ferguson and the Bro Hiram days, which means when we got a bar tab, it was always spent before we played. One time at the same bar, we had like $150 bar tab, and we played at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and it was spent before we played. And there's pictures of me trying to be cool, like wearing a cowboy hat and smoking a cigarette. It was like my shirt unbuttoned, like I'm singing, but I don't have my guitar, so I don't know really what's going on. Like,
Which is exactly what he's wearing now,
Absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen.
what a fun little meeting.
Did you say the Brohirrim?
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
it is fantastic.
Like from Lord of the Rings, like the Ride of the Rohirrim.
Wow. Yes.
Nerd. I'm a nerd.
You are
Wow.
a nerd.
That's where it came from.
Excellent.
I feel like you guys just had like a connection or something.
I was impressed that he knew it before, because I'm always like feeling weird saying it. Okay, there's this army in the Lord of the Rings called the Rohirrim, and one of my band members was like, let's put bro in front of that. And, and it was perfect. And then, I think I've said this on every podcast, at the Edge at one of our things, Drew, when she did the homegrown show, she thought it was a harem of bros, which is much different.
That would be much different.
But awesome. But still awesome. I mean, I'd like a harem of bros.
Yeah. That's why they call
of Jägerbomb.
king size beds king size, because it would fit the king in his harem. It's a true story.
Would they be wearing like,
Wow.
you know, like maybe like backwards hats, you know, or like visors and like polos and stuff?
Bro
like bros
harem.
like that? Like for my hair? Or affliction shirts and stuff, but they're like all laying around my bed.
Just chilling, lifting.
That's ridiculous. It's like form your hangers into like flexing poses so that your affliction shirts. Then all the bros are like, this looks better on the hanger than it does me.
Oh my god, Trey.
Where are we headed? Let's take this somewhere dark.
Let's talk about the time that Nick got raped.
I killed a rabbit once.
No.
Actually, I made my. Okay, you want to get dark? I made my little brother kill a rabbit with his bow and arrow. Granted, I was 30 and my little brother was 29, but the rabbit was still dead.
Mean.
I thought that story was from like a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we were like at home visiting.
Like this was last week.
It's like that story with you and Cam when you were telling me that like he'd poured that 5-gallon bucket of water on you, or what you thought was water, but then when it started melting your flesh off and you started ripping clothes off, running around the yard, and you're like screaming, God dang it!
Well, what was it?
I still don't know
And I
what it
was
was.
like-
I think it was turpentine.
I was like,
Is that
dude,
What?
I was like, how old were you? And it's like, did it ever heal? And he's like, oh, this is just last week. Look, and lifts up his shirt, and he's still got the marks.
Why would he do
You
that?
guys are insane.
Just because that's what we do.
That's what brothers do, man.
Yeah.
Some brothers hug, other people's brothers just dump turpentine.
What?
Dump acid on each other.
Yeah.
So back to talking about what's on the album.
Yeah.
Tell me about something you're excited about for the album.
I'm excited about this album. I'll jump in and say this. I'm excited about the album because this one in particular is songs that we wrote and collaborated together. As where the first one, there was probably only, was there 6 songs on the first one? Yeah. There was maybe 3 of them where we wrote and collaborated. The other ones were kind of just not really thrown together because we definitely worked on them. You know, I don't want you to think that we just kind of like picked some songs out of a jar, but we kind of I guess it was more of the fact that we didn't really have many songs to choose from on the first album. So like, you know, when the first album dropped, like we already had some songs that we probably would have rather had on there, you know, whereas this second one is like just, it's the pick of the litter. I'm really excited about the second one.
How long have you been working on it?
Since the first one.
Wow. So I'm
Literally.
sure,
About a year.
Yeah, a couple of the songs we've been playing for probably over a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're excited to get it into people's ears.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Which,
Oh, man.
which they can get where? Where is it located?
everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon,
CD Baby.
CD Baby, wherever you want to
Reverb
go. It's
Nation.
there. Yeah.
Great. I'll for sure be Spotifying it.
Yeah, do it. Spotify it up.
And
It's
then,
on there.
no, I'll buy it too. I like you guys. I'll buy it too.
Yeah.
I want you guys to get my 0.00006 cents per play.
Excellent.
I've actually been doing that, feeling like I'm making a difference in some band person's life. Even though I have bought the album, I'll still listen to it on Spotify since they're getting paid, you know,
You're a terrific human
over my
being.
lifetime. They might get $1 out of it, but by God, I feel special. Like they need that dollar.
I actually read an article that a band put together just like an album of some tracks that were like 30 seconds, you know, like whatever the minimum was for Spotify, and then made everybody, I just told everybody just to let it be on repeat.
Yeah, and they made a ton of money off of it. I think that's happened a couple times. One of them was they put a whisper album, like where you couldn't even hear it. Like they just play these tracks over and over and over, and nothing's even playing. But they got pretty rich off of it.
Wow.
I didn't even know you could put Spotify songs on repeat. And like after I read the article, I was like, you totally can. I don't know why I thought you wouldn't be able to, but you can.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about the new album, Army of Skin, because it's really empowering. And the way that I like to write lyrically is kind of like hidden messages to the point to where you're not exactly sure what I'm singing about, you know, but yet it's relatable. But I keep it open-ended. Almost everything that I sing about is because I want everybody to be able to reach in and grab a little part of themselves in the songs. And so that's really exciting for me, because one person may say it's about something and another person may argue with that and say, well, no, I think it's about this. Well, it could be whatever you want it to be about.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And I like it because it's relatable. A lot of my songs are, and I like that.
I like it too. Actually, you know, I was telling somebody the other day that I like this album sort of, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's really, I mean, it's still a heavy and an intense in places, but it's also sort of upbeat and kind of hopeful, if that makes sense at all. And so like I've never been a part of something that was like that before. So it's kind of cool that like a lot of the songs are kind of have a theme of a sort of hope, I guess.
Right.
Hope doesn't suck.
No.
I'm into it.
Trey, what would you say, like, some of the things that we were, like, really influenced, like, some of the writing that we did on this album?
A few of the songs, personally, I was influenced by Tides of Man on my bass lines, and I think, once I nailed down a bass pattern, it ultimately influenced Nick as well, because the rhythm section, one and the same. So Tides of Man was a musical influence. And then as far as what lyrical input I had, it's just, I think I might got all my lyrical influence out of Michelle. She,
Oh my God.
she's sent us on the right path as far as, the content of the songs. And I like to take things like Michelle and kind of mask them, but also keep them relevant and just kind of run with it. And I think, like I said, for the lyrical input that I got on the album, it ended up pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love recording because I get to hear these guys go in there and scream their little hearts out and actually understand what they're screaming. It's a little bit, clearer whenever you're doing it in a studio setting. And man, these chills, they don't lie. I love it. It really gets me off.
Yeah. Ooh. I like songs about hope. I really dislike seeing songs written just to be famous or just to make a ton of money. I get that side of it, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll listen to some of those songs and have them stuck in my head forever. But I really do enjoy meaning in a song. So
Absolutely.
So that's probably the best thing you could have talked about, to have me buy your album. Like,
Oh,
you know
excellent.
what I mean? Like, if you were, the songs are really catchy and they're written for radio, and we think we're gonna get loaded off of this one. I mean, I probably still would have bought it because you guys as people make me happy, but it's cooler that it's about hope.
Excellent.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I talk to people, and a lot of times they're like, you need to do this and focus on this and just make this, write like this and write like this to be more successful. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I hate everything that you just said. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
Do that.
So it's tough because at the same time we're writing for ourselves, but we're also writing for other people. Because we want people to listen to our music and come to our shows. So at the same time, you still have to be mindful of what people are going to think about things. But at the same time, you want to try to reach out to them in a way that is still going to be, made for yourself as well, and still have some hipster integrity.
Absolutely.
Hipster integrity.
Talking about making it or making buku's amount of money, I think, we'd all love to do this as a day job, as a night job, as just your total, source of income and happiness. But honestly, even if we didn't, I feel at this point that we have made it, because one of the last shows is a good example. We played, is it in Dallas at the Boiler Room?
Boiler Room.
And in Deep Elm, we had a show there. It was fantastic. The sound was fantastic. The crowd was great. But there is this one specific person in the crowd. Her name is Candace. And she drove some amount of miles to come watch us. And she knew every single lyric to every single one of our songs. And I never seen someone get into it so hard that she said her neck was hurting afterwards. And I hugged her so tight afterwards. I said, man, you are why we do this. You're exactly why we do this. And so that's me feeling like we made it, because we made an impact on her. And that's incredible to me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that made me happy.
Something that just always I've desired so much since I've seen the show. Whenever I saw Circus Survive at the Marquee, when it was still the Marquee, it was such an inspirational show. Like, he is just, one of the things he said was, like, whenever they were about to go into a song, he was like, I just hope that tomorrow is the most beautiful day you guys ever have. And like the whole night, he was just like, I was just like smiling and happy and like, oh my God, I love music. Like, I want that so bad to make people feel that way. So, you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't feel like I've achieved that level of greatness or anything like that. But just, that we're working towards something that is like inspirational makes me happy. Like she said, makes me very happy.
Yeah.
On that note, back in the early 2000s, I used to go to a lot of nu metal shows. Like, I was a big nu metal kid. I had spiky hair, baggy jeans, extra large Slipknot t-shirt. And at the time, I really got into all the negativity and all that stuff. But looking back on it, it seems so ridiculous to me to gather thousands of people in front of a stage and then just curse at them and tell them how terrible they are. And that's what they all did. And, F you all, F this, F that, you're all idiots, all this stuff. But people ate it up. It was just all that negative energy would just soak into the crowd, and they'd use it to beat each other. And I love the fact that in this band, we can be heavy without being so negative and without doing that. We're not necessarily, like Justin said, the most positive band in the world, where you leave with with a healthy glow of a pregnant woman. But we can actually inspire some people, and we can make some people angry with some of the things we say. But that's all cool. You can use that energy to move on with your life, not to beat your neighbor.
Right. Yeah.
Where did you put those feelings in the album? Obviously, you felt those while recording it. Where'd those come out? Is there a specific song that talks about that kind of impact, or what you hope comes across through your music?
Army of Skin?
Yeah, absolutely.
The title track of the album.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
Very
So tell me about Army of Skin.
It's just kind of one of those songs. It's like, let's come together. It's against the conform to the norm. Rather you're black or white or Asian or Indian or gay or bisexual or straight, or have piercings and beautiful tattoos on your body, and someone disagrees with those things. It's a big middle finger to everybody who disagrees and just says, you know what, we're going to be who we want to be. You're
just skin.
We're just skin, and let's come together like an army and just stand up for what you want to do, who you want to be, and where you want to go in life.
For sure.
Yeah. It's very anti people that just try to, some people, it seems like they just want to take whatever makes you happy and turn it into something negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're like,
absolutely.
why would you just like be so down on me for just being this happy with what I'm doing? You know,
Yeah.
it's like I love my tattoos, or I love whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So fuck yeah, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just a really cool no hate anthem, I guess you could say. So it's a lot of fun. Love singing it. Yeah.
Do you guys let me play that song on the podcast?
Yes.
Good. We'll play
Yes.
it now. Thanks so much for coming to my silly basement. Thanks for taking time
It's our
out of
pleasure.
your
Thank you,
practice
man.
time. Yeah, I'm so glad to hang out with you guys. It's cool, like just saying, hey, you want to come be on my podcast?
Your cock pad. Your cock pad.
Would you like to be on my podcast? But really, I'm just like, come hang out with me, dudes. This is cool.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot. I appreciate having you guys here.
Yeah, thank you, man.
What's with people nowadays? Judging who we want to hold, or the color in the lines in our skin, saying shit they shouldn't say. But the more you hate, the less you have to give. So I'm telling you that we're okay. I'm standing here, I'm telling you today. Standing tall, holding on. Beside you, I feel so strong. Is ignorance really a bliss? Generations teaching hate while holding signs that they create. Dirty looks from spiteful hearts. But the more you hate, the less you have to give. So I'm telling